I had a question. How do I make my chorus vocals, or my blend in my vocals together so it doesn't sound muddy? Because to me it sounds muddy. And so I was going to show you guys how to do that.
Sure.
Cool, okay.
So this is Reason. So I have guitar panned hard left. Can you see that? And I have guitar 2 panned hard right. Can you see that? The little panner is right above the volume slider. And you can notice up here in the effects, I have number 1 lit up on guitar, and I have number 3 lit up on guitar 2. Okay? They're different. That's the only point, is that they're different. Then, scrolling up here, EQ. You can see I have HPF and LPF both on, and you can see that I have them set very differently. Okay? So, we're going to play just guitar so that you can hear what it sounds like, and then I'll play just guitar too so you can hear what it sounds like, and you'll understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying the blending. This is just guitar. This is the bright one. Okay? And here's guitar 2, the deep one. So on the right side we have a deep sounding guitar. I accomplished that by turning the high pass filter on and turning it at 114. That's a low frequency. Everything below 114 is being chopped down. And then on the high frequency here, I have it chopping off the highs at 5 point something. And so that makes it so that it's not bright. But this one here is the opposite. I'm chopping out a bunch of the lows. The lows only come in at 202. But the brights, the highs go all the way up to 12.2. Okay? That's how high pass and low pass filters work. So then when you put them together, you get this. You get one that sounds deep and one that sounds bright. But since they're literally different takes, the rhythm isn't exactly perfect. But I was playing the same thing. And so that's why you get that thickening effect.
Right.
Okay? Now, if I do it without the filters, okay, it sounds muddy. This is what I was talking about, muddy. So here, I'll put it on without the filters. And it's overpowering. It'd be hard to sing over. There's not a bowl cut out for the vocal range. So that's why I have one in one side that's high, and one in the other side that's low. And then that way there's room for vocals on both sides. The one side has room for high frequency vocals because it's mostly low, and the other one has room for low frequency vocals because it's mostly high. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now enter the vocals. So I put my filters back on. Okay? And I have extra guitars that are going to come in on the chorus, and I have extra vocals that are going to come in on the chorus. Okay, so this one right here is my lead vocal. This is the one that does all of the verses and the bridge. And these two right here are what I call my shoulders. These are empty tracks. You can see there's no audio on these tracks. They are just for mixing. So the first step, I made a video about this, cards, called shoulders. But I'm going to just explain real briefly what it is, because otherwise you're not going to understand how I blended my background vocals. So, shoulders. What I did was, I took this lead vocal track right here. Okay, I took my lead vocal track and I gave it an audio splitter. So what this thing does, if you flip it around, you can see the cables in Reason. It's wonderful, just like real audio gear. So here's my lead vocal, and I sent it out into this splitter. Then the first send back, then the second send down to this channel, which has an L, and then the third send down to this channel here that has an R. So what I did is, I went to my mixer, and I titled them L and R. And so you can see here's my lead vocal, and it's a little bit louder, and then here's L and R. Lead vocals in the center, L is panned hard to the left. R is panned hard to the right. Lead has one effect on, L has a different effect on, and R has a third effect on. They're all different effects. So that way, you have one effect in the center, you have one effect in the left, and you have one effect in the right. Is this all making sense? Then, we go up here to our filters. Now, if I just played them without their filters, we're going to have a muddy sound. Why is it going to be muddy? Because we're going to have a whole bunch of conflicting frequencies that are going to be making it kind of sound like woofy or dull.
I got cobwebs in my eyes, waking up at sunrise. My muscles ache.
That's just the natural sound. So, when I come up here, on my lead vocal, I don't want to change it too much. So, I put my high pass filter on, and it's just a little bit above the default setting at 220. Because this song's in a tenor range, I'm not going to sing a lot of low notes, so I don't need a lot of low on my lead. Then, I'm going to want my highs to sparkle on my lead. So you can see I have my I have my low pass filter up at like 11. It moved when I clicked there, so you can see the number. Okay, that way it gets some of that 10K head voice sparkle. Then, on my left, you can see I have, my left is low. On my guitar, it was the opposite. The right was low. So you can see how on the side where I had the low guitar, I put a high vocal. And on the side where I have a high guitar, I put a low vocal. That way, the frequency ranges are opened up. Guitar, vocal, vocal, or vocal, guitar. Do you see what I'm saying? So that way you've got clarity on both sides. So I've got here the R, this one is going to be the low one, the L is going to be the low one, and the R is going to be the high one. And so now we have lead vocal clarity.
Up at sunrise, my muscles aching and my joints are in pain. They're working overtime for financial gain.
See what I'm talking about? Took the muddiness right away, cleaned it up. But now it sounds like one track that's just spread across the whole thing. And its place and the guitar's place, because of that crisscross that I talked about, it's now clearly defined. So you can clearly hear the guitar, you can clearly hear the vocal. Okay, so now to address the question, I'm layering a whole bunch of my voices. How do I keep it from sounding muddy? Okay, this is the whole where I've been going. So, having fun with this. Going back to my mixer. So I have these additional 4 vocals here. And this is just on the chorus, and it's literally just a unison. You can see that I have one of them has no effects on it at all. That one is panned a little bit to the right. I have one of them only has effect 3 on. That one's panned a little bit to the left. Then I have the other 2 have effect 2 and 1, and they're panned. One is panned all the way to the right, and the other one is panned all the way to the left. So all of them are panned different. Some is panned 69 is where I usually pan the left and right, and then so some are 100 and some of them are 22. So you can see I have big differences in the panning. So that way it sounds like there's 2 of me here, there's 2 of me here, there's 2 of me here, and then there's 1 of me here in the center. So it sounds like there's 7 of me all together. Are you feeling? Me, my shoulders, and the 4 backgrounds. But if I don't have any filters on, what's going to happen? It's going to be muddy. So we're going to listen to it without the filters, starting here with our chorus.
I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to do nothing at all. I'm laying in bed, that's where I'll stay.
Up on some filters.
I'm warm and cozy, nice and toasty. I'm feeling lazy and I'm doing nothing today.
So what I did was just the exact same thing. I took and I filtered these ones, most of the low out. So this is not the same as the shoulders. I did them all different, but this one all the way to the left, I filtered everything below 427 out. But I put everything below 354, everything above 354 out. So it's just a middle slice. It doesn't have the extra lows and it doesn't have the extra highs. It's just a middle slice of vocal. Okay? And since it's just a unison, right? It doesn't need to stick out. It doesn't need to have lows that make it stick out, and it doesn't need to have highs that make it stick out. It's just meant to blend in, and so that's why it's just this little V in the center. You understand? And I did a similar thing, but not exactly the same, for this one and this one. This one's more low, and this one's more low. So then I have, these two have a little bit more lows, 187 on this one, and 258 on this one, and this one has even less lows, 309. And then 354 on the highs, and that one 354. And then this one, because this one is the talking one, the one where I talk for my introduction and my ending, I didn't want any reverb, and I wanted to make sure you could understand what I was saying. So that's why that one's kind of wide. But then the rest of them, because they have effects on, I made them real narrow. Okay? So just to listen to it one more time so you can see with the filters on.
I'm feeling lazy, and I don't want to do nothing at all. I'm laying in bed, that's where I'll stay. I'm warm and cozy, nice and toasty.
It surrounds.
I'm feeling lazy,
right?
I'm doing.
And then we come back to the verse,
today.
and it's just the one vocal and two
I got
guitars.
red bloodshot
With the
eyes,
shoulders.
working late, it's no surprise. I watch some tube, hoping I can fall asleep, but it's no use, my mind is racing, I'm in deep. I'm feeling lazy, and I don't want to do nothing at all. I'm laying in bed.
Okay.
Awesome.
I've been bitten by that song. I'm sorry.
I loved it. That's some cool examples too, Matthew.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. What?
Oh, I said that's some awesome examples also, like of the.
So now, after we've done the lesson, do you think my vocal sounded muddy? Could you understand what I was saying when I was singing the chorus with 5 of me at the same time?
Yeah, I understood it.
Right? And I mean, the timing of my takes wasn't perfect. They weren't exactly the same. I didn't sit there and move each little thing to make it. I could do that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, why? Like, I wanted it to sound like a chorus of me's, right? And so the timing's not supposed to be perfect. You guys have any questions?
No, I think I'm
No,
good.
not at all. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, you explained that really well.
Right on. About anything? Any questions at all?
No,
Okay.
I enjoyed it though a lot, and I love talking the negative positive harmony too. And it's fun. It's fun implementing that on the jam and chat also.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for writing and performing, and man, I can't wait to go out and start playing again. This
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just not the same on, over the computer, but
Yeah.
Sorry?
The live interaction, it's different.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Is there a topic you'd like for me to cover, Jessica, on mastering music?
I'll get back on you on that.
Cool. Well, you're in our Facebook group, right? The Jamily? Okay. One last thing to talk about. I'm talking about with several people on YouTube about doing a jam and chat on Saturday, the 5th. I think that's the one right before the holiday.
Uh-huh.
Are you guys busy that Saturday?
I don't think so. I think I'm okay.
Sir.
Okay. Well, you're a singer, right, Jessica?
I am, but I am a disabled singer right now.
Disabled? Well, you realize that I'm all about helping rehabilitate singers. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here with me on Mastering Music.
Yeah, like I'm kind of in a down mood, but it was fun interacting with you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining me on Matthew's Music Lesson Studio. Please share this video, like, and subscribe to join my more than 500 subscribers. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. And please continue to tune in for all the great shows that I have to offer you. Thank you so much for joining me. And did you know that you can get online music lessons from me on Zoom? I record it MP4 for you, and you can then review that lesson forever. You can have it so we can go over it, you can practice along with it, and then that way, no matter what, you can relax and enjoy the lesson. So please, MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com. I'll see you guys next time on Matthew's Music Lesson Studio.